So I watched Spider-Man Far From Home a few days ago, and I thought it was a good movie. But what it was lacking, like a lot of the MCU films, is a good villain. I felt like if you reworked it a little bit, you could have had a pretty good villain. And the way that I would have changed Mysterio is I would have had him not want Spider-Man to be on this mission. So, he would say that you need to get the girl, and I'll do the hero stuff. Because in my world, I was just an ordinary guy. I did special effects and made some props for this famous person, and he took me for granted. Didn't know how important I was, and he took all my inventions that I ever made, and he took credit for them. And then his assistant told me that he didn't need me, that I'm not important, that I'm a nobody. He didn't just do this with me, he did this with all kinds of special effects people. He took credit for their work, laid them off, and we didn't have anything. I was going to get married. I had a fiance, and I was going to pay for the whole wedding. But when I got laid off, it wasn't a possibility, and she didn't like that. We got into a lot of arguments, and then she left me for my best friend because he got more of a future than I do. So now, I don't have a girlfriend, a house, or a life. I was on the streets begging for scraps. I met up with everybody else who had been laid off, and some of them were doing all right. Not great, but all right. Others were doing either worse or exactly the same as me. But then this power came. I became a hero. I was the Mysterio. But then the elementals came, and they wanted to destroy my planet. I fought them as best that I could with all the people that I had, and I fought them off, but they defeated me. I barely escaped, and that's how I popped into your universe. So now, I need to stop them. This is my responsibility. It's my fault. You don't need to do this. This isn't your job. Just get the girl. Be happy. Don't be me. And then, you will see that Spider-Man is thinking about what he said. And at the beginning, he really does start to try to get the girl and try to get MJ. But Nick Fury doesn't give him that option. He says that he has to go to the carnival and everything and take down the elementals. And then everything will work out as it did in the movie, but I would change when Mysterio is saying his evil plan. He wouldn't be saying it exactly at that time. I would move that scene more to the bridge scene. I would cut it after Spider-Man and Mysterio are talking in the bar, when he starts to laugh and says, "I told you, it was too easy." And then I would cut it. But at the bridge scene, when Spider-Man and Mysterio are alone, Mysterio would say, "It wasn't supposed to end up like this. You really should have gone for the girl." Spider-Man yells, "Was it all a lie?" Mysterio says, "Not all of it. Most of it's true. Best liars are the truthful ones." I really was going to get married. I really did work on props and machines. But when Tony Stark started making those things with machines having to build machines, my artwork, my job, was irrelevant, as he said it. He didn't need us, so he let us go. And my wife did not like that. She really did go for my best friend. She took my son and everything that I had, left me. I was nothing to her. I see that now. But when I created this Mysterio facade, showed her the hero that I projected, she hated me. I killed her. Then husband came in. I couldn't think, so I killed him too. My son saw all of it. I couldn't let him see me like this. Dad a monster and his mom dead. So with tears streaming down my face. I stabbed my son and murdered him. When I saw that Spider-Man was just a kid, I wanted to make sure the same thing wouldn't happen again. I didn't want you to be a part of this. I didn't want to kill you. But now you've forced my hand. You remind me of my son in a lot of ways. Now, like my son, you will die too. Then the fighting continues, and almost everything happens in the same way. But at the end, Mysterio says to Spider-Man, all I wanted was the recognition I deserved. But no one cares about someone that makes props or does machines. All people care about today is the superheroes. They don't care about the little people. But to be quite honest, nobody cared about me, even when there wasn't superheroes. Nobody cared about my job or gave me the proper funding. So I guess I truly am a nobody. And then he puts his gun to his head and says, Tony Stark is responsible for this. And now, so are you. And Mysterio shoots himself, and his blood goes on Spider-Man. Shocked and dismayed, he's left questioning himself.